when you have something like Jimmy Savile come out, who killed and raped children right in front of the British people's eyes for decades, and no one did anything, they have such a hard time dealing with that. The shame. I'm about to play you a clip of the Sex Pistols, and this situation reminds me a little bit of Crowder and me and Gavin and Dave Smith and a bunch of other people, I'm sure, in different avenues of life that I don't know, but that's just what I know. When they call you sick and demonic, they used to call Johnny Rotten the devil, but in reality, he was one of the only people to say anything, to speak up and say what he needed to say. And so they kicked him off BBC. Watch this clip.
One broadcast section of a BBC radio interview you did in 1978 recently came to light, included on a pill album. And you were talking about making a film where you kill famous people. Now, it's never been played on television before, but it has a particular relevance. Let's listen to this.
So who else is on the goner list?
Oh, it's endless, believe me. I just want to make a film of it. On film, I'd like to kill Jimmy Savile. I think he's a hypocrite.
Weren't I right?
I bet he's into all kinds of seediness that we all know about.
Yeah, the audience is now applauding. He said that before it broke, guys. He was saying that it's kind of like what I did with the trans children thing, or calling out different people and Hollywood for its abuse of ironically of women and all kinds of stuff. You're called names. What happened to me with the David Hogg thing, all that stuff. When you call out truth to power, they try to destroy you at the time, and then later they clap. They clap when it's safe. But look at this dude.
Not allowed to talk about. I know some rumours. I bet none of this will be allowed out.
I should imagine libelous stuff will be allowed out.
Nothing I said is liable.
Silence. Applause, but only 25, 30 years later.
Sounds a bit harsh, the death list there.
Well, but actually,
sometimes you're contentious in life just because you're bored of that.
But put aside put aside the rhetoric you were using. The fact that in 1978, at the height of the Sex Pistols explosion, there you are saying about Jimmy Savile, he was into all kinds of seediness that we all knew about. We weren't allowed to talk about it. I know some rumours. So you had heard the kind of thing that we now know about him, or stuff like that?
Yeah. I think most kids did too. Most kids wanted to go to the top of the pops, but we all knew what that cigar muncher was up to. But I'm very, very bitter that the likes of Savile and the rest of them were allowed to continue.
Did you ever try and do anything about Savile?
I did my bit. I said what I had to.
Did they air that? No. It just got suppressed.
Yeah.
For legal reasons.
Yeah. And
did you meet?
I found myself being banned from BBC Radio there for quite a while for my contentious behaviour.
Because of that?
But they wouldn't state this directly. There'd be other excuses.
I mean, it's shocking.
Oh, yeah.
He got away with it for another 30-odd years.
Not only him, a whole bunch of them. And these are the purveyors of good taste, huh?
You were too offensive.
Brilliant, isn't it?
The whole government was raping kids. The royal family, a lot of them were charged. Nothing really happens typically. So what he just said, they called him offensive. The people that were raping and killing kids. And so Jimmy Savile, let's talk about Jimmy Savile. A lot of Americans don't know who he is, and a lot of British people, they can't handle the shame of what's happened because everyone knew. And what was he? He was the most famous child. He was the host of a child show. Look at this guy. That was the guy. That's Jimmy Savile. They made him a knight, right? They gave him all their kids. He killed them and he raped them and he procured them for powerful people. And someone on Instagram, a couple British guys just dying of shame in the wilderness, said, Big Bear, he was a bad guy, but he didn't kill any kids. You said 400, it was only 79. Okay, 79 confirmed rapes, 79 different children. This is over a 40, 45-year run. Could have been stopped back when the Sex Pistols pointed it out. He used to, when he would procure children for famous people, they would have to kill them after because you couldn't have witnesses. And he had a boat, and it was known. It was known that he would take them on the boat, and they would be raped and then killed, because the prime minister can't let a kid survive that they rape and kill, and they don't have a conscience. These people, they don't care. The kid it might as well be sweatpants. It might as well be a wrapper that you throw in the garbage, and what it does is it causes trauma. There's a reason for this. I'm gonna give you some info today, because I've obsessed, and I might not be the smartest guy in the world, but I'm smart enough, and I'm unrelenting when it comes to certain concepts. Why do people do this? And it's how you control people. There's something called dissociative personality disorder. And I'll get to that in 1 second, but real quick, Mystery Royal was part of suspected pedophile ring being investigated by Scotland Yard, but the inquiry was shut down for national security reasons. Sound familiar? National security reasons. It's not because they're raping children. It's for your own good. This is how abusers treat people. It's all about trauma and constant anxiety and constant depression. That's why they don't want the comedian to relieve the stress. That's why they don't want to let up on trauma. Because when you're traumatized and sexually assaulted as a child, you can easily become slaves to people. It's how you control people. It's what our media does to us. It's what our politicians do to us. It's what it creates dissociative personality disorder, and it's how evil works. So evil, one, when you're satanic or you are not in the realm of good, which is not always easy, and it takes effort, and it takes faith, and it takes doubt, and it takes work, because we're all fallen. But when you're not there, you fear death and you envy life, right? One thing about pedophilia is it's a hatred of life itself, because you're getting older and you're aging and you feel your life ticking down. I feel that even in myself. I'm 38 and I can't jump rope as long as I could. And I see my son, and he's just this virulent, healthy, just little beautiful boy with the world in front of him. And I love that. People that hoard, that have envy and lust and greed and all this stuff, that when they don't think those are bad things and they let that take over and they accept it, and they don't believe in God, and they don't believe in Jesus, and they don't believe in anything better than this world, it destroys them, and they want what that child has. So if they can't have it, they'll ruin the child. And there's blood situations. And why do they do it in front of people, like Eyes Wide Shut style? We'll get to Nicole Kidman in a second. Because it causes trauma to the viewer. That's what ISIS does. That's what a lot of evil authoritarians do. They want to traumatize you by witnessing something horrible. That's why people rape and they kill unnecessarily. You know, I'm not talking about killing in war or killing for your own life or killing. I'm talking about taking a baby and slitting its throat and drinking the blood. What does that do? It traumatizes everybody who saw it. And then you own them. And in the end of the day, it's about secular power. I told you this was an intense one. And you don't think, all right, a list of child sex offenders inside the British government. This is all confirmed. Tory party general election candidate Michael Powell, Tory party Douglas Campbell, Labour councillor David Spooner. These are convicted, jailed, 1 year masturbating in front of 2 boys, 3 years for downloading hardcore child porn. Okay, guys, I don't feel like reading all this because it's so bad, but just look at how long this list is. Here's another full list of them. Here's another full list of them. Serial rape, serial child rape, another full list of them. And these are the ones that got caught. Same with the royal family. It's really nuts. And if you think that's crazy, have you paid attention to what I'm saying? Well, Savile was only 79 rapes. Dude, he used to kill kids on the boats. When the royal family, that's known, dude. That the vampire is in our midst, and you are not a man. You are not a man if you don't call out monsters and you fight monsters to the death if you have to. I'll die with a smile on my face fighting these people. Any way I can. Violence is not the right answer right now. It's not. It's about words. It's about influence. It's about culture. It's about being a role model to young dudes. It's about giving people the things that'll get them out of dissociative personality disorder, like talking and exercise and art, all the things being banned, speech. And these people are doing the devil's bidding straight up. Do not hurt them. Do not harm them. Don't kill them. Killing these people because they're not in control. They're not the devil. You kill them, the devil doesn't care. Do not hurt these people physically. The way to shame the devil is to be good and survive. You're going to always feel the sins. You're always going to feel temptations. You're always going to fear death. You may doubt that heaven exists sometimes. You may forget to pray or want to kill someone who cuts you off, or you see someone and you're just like, I wonder what it's like having sex with that person. Not like drawn to the person, but that weird animal thing. You're fallen. We're in hell. Like the earth is the fallen land. Don't indulge in it. This is why it does not work to blow up a building or shoot somebody or something, because they're not the devil. It's the multi-headed Hydra, right? So all you're doing is strike me down, young Skywalker. The devil just pops up stronger somewhere else. It's not sexy to beat evil. It's sexy, it's not sexy, but good to beat the devil. You go to bed at night, you kiss your wife or husband or dog, or if you don't have a dog, you kiss a plant. You feel thankful. You wake up, you eat breakfast, you stay hydrated. You're part of your community. You work hard. And when people ask you to do something horrible, you have the strength and to say no. That's how you beat evil. It's not by sending pipe bombs or shooting a bunch of people. Now, if it comes to violence and people are coming on your property, you get a high position and you just body shots, just center mass, just... I am not anti-violence. I am not anti-self-protection. I'm not one of these put a flower in the end of a gun Christians. No, there's wrath that's unleashed when it's necessary, but this is not the time